Hey guys, it's Brett's Epilepsy coming here from my living room again. It's kind of nice just laying down and just talking about epilepsy stuff instead of just running it. I just like to do it for a change, like I said before in past videos. But anyway, tonight I would like to talk about epilepsy and work environment. I had some good experiences, and I've had bad experiences with work. One of my bad experiences I will share with you in a little bit, but I just want to talk about in general though. So when you get a job, they should not discriminate against you because of all the laws they have in place right now. But that's not always true, and I know that by first-hand experience. But most of the companies, I bet they're really understanding, and you probably have no problems with it. But like I said, you might run into some situations where it would. First of all, I'll give you an example. Place I worked for a couple of years. Um, my first boss was really cool about it. He had a person that had epilepsy. He had a niece or nephew with epilepsy, but he knew all about it, and I didn't have to explain anything to him. But I just told him I had simple partial seizures, which is I don't really blank out or any bit. I just get tired and my I kind of stare to the left and my hand shakes a little bit, but. People can't really tell if I have one or not. I've had them like during work and no one's known. So, but anyway, about that place though is funny because when he left, um, I wasn't treated right when he left, and my hours were going down, and they made excuses why my hours were going down. Like on your schedule it says you only can work a couple days a week, and that's what their excuse was when they said that. They said on the computer it says you only can work a couple days a week, which was BS to me. But anyway, um, about that though, once my general manager left for a different job, um, they noticed there was a complaint on their website, anonymous complaint about how they were treating one of the employees, which was me, because I was very open with epilepsy. So, so one day the district manager called me and asked me if I was the person who complained and announced some tip on their website, which was not me at all. I did not write that or anything. And he still about second time I told him I didn't do it and some other stuff, and he still didn't believe me. And the third time I had to swear on my grandmother's grave that I didn't do that. So I don't know if he believed me or not. But anyway, after that happened, they had like a group meeting with the new general manager and the other team leaders of the place where I worked. I won't mention the name, but you guys might know from the past stuff I mentioned. But anyway, so after that, I was up to I was at the maybe 12, 15 hours a week with my old manager. Everything went well and everything. So after he left, my hours went down to like 4 to 8 hours to 4 to 8 hours a week, or maybe every 2 weeks. I would just get that 4 to 8 hours, which was unacceptable for me. So, so like I said, district manager called me in or called me on the phone. We talked little bit about it, and I told him what was going on and everything. But the complaint wasn't for me, which was announced solely. But like I said, I was open and honest people there, which I had epilepsy. But I know a lot of places. I would say like 99% of the places, or 99.9 of employers are really cool about that stuff, and they're really understanding. But there's some places that don't know about epilepsy and should be educated on it. So what I usually do is, if I go in the first interview, I won't mention that. But if I go in the second interview and they offer me the job, then I will tell them afterwards. I usually when I first started, when I got jobs, I would say right away in the first interview, but I noticed I wasn't getting a lot of second interviews, so I decided to wait for the second interview. If they offered me a job, then I would tell them afterwards, and I think that's probably the best thing to do. But it's depending on what you want to do. But that's what I did, and I just switched courses, like I said, tell them after I got the job, and so they couldn't do nothing really about it. But even though, like I said, the first place, or the place I was talking about earlier, where they just really discriminated against you, but they always said it was just because of something else, you know. They wouldn't say it, but they would say, yeah, it's like something else that you weren't doing right or whatever. They come up with a stupid excuse to get you, so you get less hours or whatever. I noticed after they had a team meeting with the general manager of the store and the team leaders, and after that, they really treated me differently. They very disrespectful to me. And also, one day I called in to the boss saying that I wasn't coming in today because I had a seizure. And his first thing came out of his mouth was, did you put a notice on our website or on our Facebook website to see if someone cover my shift? And I knew right off the bat after that he did not know nothing about epilepsy. And the other second thing that came out was notice you was saying that should I call the cop or should I call the ambulance so you'd be okay? Again, they totally don't know about epilepsy, which was it was very bad, and I was very disappointed. Um, Also, another thing I want to do after that happened was I want to maybe start talking to businesses and maybe talk to them about epilepsy and I just explain it to them because there's different types of kinds of epilepsy, not just tonic-clonic when you think of seizures, which is very disrespectful that they just think of that as epilepsy or seizures. But I was lucky enough though. After I left that job, I kept in contact with my old manager who knew me, knew all about epilepsy, and I was able to get a job where he's working right now, where I work with him, and work, and I won't mention the place. But anyway, yeah, so I'm getting my hours and everything is really understanding. Great place to work. Even other bosses know that if I have epilepsy and they're very understanding. And I had to come home like a couple times just because of the seizure, and that was just no problem with them at all. But like I said, but you might run into some places that don't know about epilepsy or might not hire you if you tell them right away if you have epilepsy. But it's like totally up to you. But like I said, 99% of the places are probably pretty cool with it. But I just ran into a couple bad experiences about that. But like I said, too, there's just they can't discriminate, with you about having a disability or whatever. But sometimes you run into those people and they just make something else up and everything. So. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you about epilepsy and in the work environment. You just have to be careful, I think, to um, tell them, just tell them that you have seizures or whatever, and how that could affect your work if you have a seizure. But yeah, really, it's really up to you how you want to go about it. But usually, I do it after the second interview, after I get a job, like I said. So hope you guys liked this video and it helped you guys out for future jobs that you guys will go into and get a job. So thank you for your time, and again, check out my website, brettsepilepsy.com, and my Facebook page, Brett's Epilepsy. So I will talk to you later, and I will, see you later. All right, guys.